Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this matter, the role of the spouse of the accused.
It's a very, it's so deep. You know, before Hillary Clinton and many other wives of leaders.
Oh, I had a caller, Winty.
Okay.
Adewale from Akwa Ibom. I'll come back to you. Good morning, sir. Are you there? Adewale? Hello? I'm sorry for keeping him. Go ahead, Mariam.
Yes, I said before Hillary Clinton and all the other leaders, you know, that have been accused with this, you know, by women and how the women have stood by them. Before then, you just knew. You defend with your full chest. You go out, public statements. You carry your Bible and you whatever. You carry it on your head. Media, whatever, pally. You talk about it, but you know our older sisters, they have taught us that sometimes, you know, we should learn from their own experiences. So I believe that as a spouse, with this sort of accusation, it's best to support from the inside. I will support you from the inside, and I will. But to be honest, it will be, if you are accused of this, even when you tell me you did not do it, I will still be looking at you with side eye. I'm like, why you? Why did it be you? You know, if you have conducted yourself properly, like, did you go straight to where they sent you and come back? Did you go? Where did you stop at Ethiopia? Where were you to Ethiopia? I will ask you those questions. So I will be supporting you, but from the inside. And then when we finally prove that you are innocent. Yeah, innocent. I'll be right there with you in front of whatever. For me, I think it's a really tough position to find yourself. What I find a lot of women will do is stand by their men, but I don't see that for usually the other way around. Men would support from the inside. You know, quietly they're supporting whatever they need to push, but you will never see them stand beside a woman and do press release and stand beside her. So I feel that because it's such a Because what is happening, especially for people who are in position of power, is there are two things as a woman you'll be standing for. One, you're supporting your husband, the love of your life, the father of your children, But then there's also that global universal message of supporting women who have come out to say that they have been harassed. There's that message that we're all trying to say that we're sisters, we're supporting you, but do we support you until it is my husband you have accused? We support you until it is my son that you have accused, you know? So I find that is a very hard position to be in. And so I feel society should give a woman like that grace. Allow her to choose where she wants to stand, but mostly she's likely to stand with the love of her life, the father of her children, and we should give that person the grace to do that. That's her first loyalty.
Let me take this call from Josh. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Hello, good morning, Mariam.
Good morning, sir. I can hear you loud and clear.
My name is Ali Suhata. I'm calling from Georgetown.
Yes. Good to have you.
Excellent topic. I always appreciate your program as usual.
Thank you.
This sexual harassment issue. Hello, I hope you are hearing me.
Very clearly.
So find this sexual harassment in the red chamber. I don't know. Madam Natasha, when did her complaint start? Is it after she was asked to move from her seat that she now remembered that she was once harassed by the Honorable Oga? So I don't know which is which. And again, I pray that the sooner this thing is done with, the better. And we don't wish for our women to be harassed in any way. And Ramadan Karim to my sister dear, Nima. And also tell my Jos sister that when she come to Jos, she should try at least to stop at our local station PRTV now for us. At least a sort of homecoming. But we just zoom to her town and leave the capital like that. While some of us, she's part of the reason why we always make it a duty to watch the program with our brethren.
Thank you, Sally. I will stop at PRTV next time, I promise.
So there is an issue. Address what Salisu said about when the woman comes out. At what time? You know, I talked about leaving the paper trail. She might have been seeing it, maybe letting it go, but now it's going to cost her. Maybe there's a time when your integrity comes to question in these kind of things. Maybe the person is now forcing you to demanding more. Maybe, okay, you have not done this thing. You are not going to lose this. Or I'm going to call you names, or I'm going to accuse you. You are now forced to speak up about something you've chosen to be silent about. So there's no perfect timing. There's also something about the integrity of the person being accused. I mentioned the case of my husband's accused time. He had to ask that, can I be moved out of this place? Because now I don't even know, I can't work with this person anymore. This is too serious for me. And he was transferred. The case in question, you know, because we have a deputy senate president, it is a voted place inside the house. It's not like you're not telling your constituency to leave. Because you're holding such a powerful position, it will be difficult to investigate such a powerful position. If you're a person of integrity, you can say, I'm stepping aside pending this. You can say that. And when you're proven innocent,
you step back.
It gives you more leverage. It gives you more integrity and respect.
Let me take another call from Joss, I believe. Thanks for calling.
Your people are...
I don't know. I'm not sure I got it right. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Ade from London.
Oh, London. Sorry.
Just it's also Nigeria's London.
Greet the king.
Ade, go ahead, Ade.
Yeah, my number one, I stand by the women. I'm the only man that stand by the women all over the world.
Thank you.
And I condemn sexual harassment.
Thank you.
For married women. Married women should not be harassed sexually.
For all women.
Like it. It's a taboo. You understand? But you can't say sexual harassment for single girls because they are meant to get married and they are meant to be toasted. Wow. So that's, you know, but for married women, it's a taboo. No go area. So me, I don't like that. I hate that.
Okay.
You understand? On BBC this morning, and they told us that in Dublin, some Brazilian girls that don't want to rent a house, landlords are asking them sex for rent. Well, BBC, they were telling us, so sexual harassment will continue to happen.
Yes.
But it's only to be single girl, not rape, to be single girl, toasting them.
Thank you very much, Ade. There's another issue that I think is important for us to bring on into this conversation. The fact that it's International Women's Month, and there's a lot of advocacy out there for women representation in corporate Nigeria, women representation in politics and governance, representation in various sectors of our society. And we are consistently clamoring for more women to be allowed in certain levels. Do you think this issue of sexual harassment could be one of those things that would somewhat derail that advocacy? The reason I say that is, for example, in a company where somebody is accusing the MD of sexual harassment, and the MD somehow eventually get out of this, you know what, please don't hire any more women in this place. For these roles, I only want men. I don't want anybody to wahala. You know, so that company does a policy that this for this role, we're looking for a male because we are now blocking because we don't want women where we are constantly having issues. Because if I look at you somewhere, they say sexual harassment, I beg, don't hire women, I beg. So will this issue of sexual harassment that we're trying to get just some justice for, would it delay, derail, or even make light of this our advocacy for women, equal representation that we are clamoring for?
I think this is the reason many women tolerate the harassment in the past. The risk of losing the job or losing the opportunity, or by fighting might stop other women from getting this opportunity. That's why many women tolerated the harassment. So I don't think that it might have temporarily give setback. But long term, it is better for women to speak up and fight. I also feel like we should stop begging for a seat at the table and build your own table. My office has more women than men. My husband, every time he comes out, he's like, your office has no gender balance. How many men do you have? And I said, well, I'm a woman. In my office, I have the opportunity to employ as it suits me, and I'm employing more women.
But it was a man that did that now.
No, but in a lot of men's offices, when I go to see my real estate men, I see more men than women there too. So I would lean towards, so women should build the tables, build the companies.
In a place like a National Assembly where we're trying to get more women, the table is already there. We're trying to get more women inside.
The table is actually the campaign machinery. The table is the money that backs the campaign machinery. So if you are able to leverage your influence as women, you will build the table that I can never forget Toyo Sakele saying on this show a few years back when we were still in the former studio that women should fight to be Mama Saleh. Be that woman that if you stand up and say, everybody, we are voting for Nima this time, they'll be like, yes, ma, yes, ma, yes, ma, and they will follow and vote for Nima. If you say, this election, we are voting for Mariam, become that woman that is so influential. Your table cannot be shaken. The men will come and meet you and tell you, ma, the person, because there are some men in this country, actually the power blocks are controlled by some people that whenever you want to win in those zones, you go and meet them.
Yeah. Let me take this call from Yakub. He's been holding for a while from Tokwemu. Thanks for calling. Yakub.
He knows what to do.
Hello.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead, please. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Sister Anima, Ramadan Kareem. Permit me to say this before I come to this particular topic. Morayo, I think last week, Friday, I tried to call him, but I couldn't. When I think it's Friday or Thursday, if I don't make a mistake, you granted an interview with Amaka, one of us.
Yes.
In fact, Morayo, please, I'm not trying to taking you guys back. Amaka stand as my hero for this year. Is an hero because she said a lot of things that, in fact, I would be surprised if the first lady of this country is not listening to that very particular program, because she really needs help. And then, Morayo, I know that you have the key. You have the key to let the first lady of this country to know what she's passing through, and the people like that. Because for Amaka to come out and then make sure that he told us all what she said that day, I give her kudos. She's already made my hero for this year. God will bless her, Amaka. Thank you. But coming to this very particular topic, Morayo, listen to Natasha Apoti, because I listened to her on one of your sister station, which channel television. Morayo, when I listened to this woman, I was like, wow. In the National Assembly, and then for that woman, she is a strong woman. No, it is not only that she came out, and then she also came out with the facts. And then she also said that the Senate president has every right to come and defend himself. But up to now, I start to be corrected. I've never read it anywhere that the Senate president said anything except our wife. Except his wife that said that she should withdraw the statement and all that. Let him come out personally to come and tell Nigerian citizens that what Natasha Apoti is saying is not true. I give kudos to that woman, because anything that woman always says, she will always come out with the fact.
Thank you very much, Yakub, for your views.
So let's extend grace, just as Mariam said. His wife is allowed to come and say whatever she wants to say in defense of her husband and her family. Because such an accusation is not just to her husband, it's going to affect her children. So she's allowed to come out to say whatever. While you should not discourage or distract Natasha from proving
her case.
Sexual harassment case. If there's
going back to the issue we're talking about, Mariam, concerning the fact that you're going to say something.
Yeah, so, you know, I feel that when I said women should be given the grace to support who they need to support, but also that I want to see more allies, you know, concerning situations like this, conversations like this. When a man, just look at the person that called us, when a man says, I am an ally, I stand for women, I know that women too should be influential, should be strong, but there's something, knowing that you have a partner on the other side join you, it just like double the strength, you know, double the conversation. So that's what I would like to see more of, you know, going forward. It's not enough to say we support women. It's not enough to use just our words. We need to show it in different actions. And when things like this happen, how do we insert ourselves?
Now, recall what we were talking about earlier, concerning that, would this stop other people from getting opportunities? Because women, we're trying to get women into public office. We're trying to get women into governors. We need a female governor. We need female presidents. We need women there. And when these kind of issues come up, should we feel like maybe it might actually delay? Because there are women, one of these was Senator King Gibe was saying, was that we are still trying to pass a gender bill. So these are things that, now, should we, regardless of what we're trying to advocate for, should we still face this matter? I mean, how do we balance it out?
We might discourage, you know, women from coming out because of things, but I don't think it should.
Okay.
You know, there's nothing perfect in life. In life happens, things will happen. You must define your standard of what you must face.
Yeah.
But your dream must not be, given up for anything. If any woman out there wants to be a senator, this should not in any way discourage her. What before you get to that position, you would have won your ward elections. You would have won your.
Should men not be discouraged by this to support women?
Yeah.
Let this not discourage. Let this situation not discourage men.
Support,
yes.
No, that one we need it. You know, men should come out now and give women not just support but opportunities. Instead of you dragging it with a woman, because you have more resources, can you back her up and let her, go out if you think she has the intellect to thrive there? But for women, so I know what I'm saying. Some women will tell you, I remember when we were wearing hijabs and we were all going to school and all, something was being preached among the society I grew up in. It was a Muslim community, and we were told we're better teachers. As a Muslim woman, you are born, because the Prophet says, if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. All of us should just go and do education. I was like, with the kind of gra that is in my body, it's not for me. It took a while for the vacancy for the deficiency in society to show, for people to say, okay, we're needed in every aspect. I know Muslim women who were astute accountants who never thought of banking, because they thought in banking they will first put my hijab, they will force me this and that, and some who thought, okay, let me try, let me, I have the family backing, and they are thriving and they're wearing their hijabs in the sector today. So you need those women who break barriers. You need them, and we need to break barriers. Whatever this story, if another Natasha can come in another 20 years, let there be women in the House of the Senate.
Just I was watching another channel, and they were talking about women, of course, in preparation for International Women's Day, and they were highlighting some women, like women from there was YK's grandma.
From Lyra
Kuti, and where she was talking to the Oba to reduce the taxes, and she was like, Oba, reduce. I said, no. I had to tell them, I said, that's not how she talked to the Oba. She stood firm and confident, and she spoke. And, this world, forever, things keep changing and evolving, but human relationships still remains like the one thing that does not really change. There was a time we never had cars, now we have cars, we're flying, we're going to space, but human relationships still remain the same. That dynamic between man and woman and the power that men have over women, and women constantly fighting for their rights, has remained the same. But the only reason why we've seen progress in that way is because one woman or two women stood up in spite of everything to demand for rights. So I hear you, Toko, when you say that women need to build a table and need to be more influential. I get it. I understand the rhetoric, but I also understand that you cannot do it without allies. You cannot do it without the men. So these men that support us, that tell us in our homes, we support you, but do not come out and support us. This is the time to do so, so that we're able to build a table ourselves and are able to stand for women's rights and protect our children. So tomorrow, today we're talking about various women. These women are wives to allies, they are daughters to allies. So you want one day, so you want someday when your daughter is able to sit at a certain table, that you help build that table for her to be able to represent her
wrapping up soon.
I of course we cannot overlook allies. We've said it over and over again. We need more for she's, but it doesn't have to. You don't need a crowd. And I'm so happy you used the example of Mariam Kuti, because we from the story that we've heard, she had a husband and she had a father, and sometimes that's all you need. If you have one, you have enough, and you can step out there and fight. And the privileges we are currently enjoying as women is because some people stood, fought, and died. So if you see someone standing, stand with the person. If you see someone fighting, fight beside the person, so that your children and your daughters and granddaughters would have a better life as women, not have to struggle the same struggle that you are going through right now.
I think that, Nima,
I wanted to use, let me just quickly respond to someone who's saying that the evidence of bad character of the accuser is also in question. Even when somebody's character is in question and the person has accused someone, both of them will step aside when neutral parties come in to investigate the case, because we must, keep the sanctity of such an establishment.
And also we must remember that even a prostitute can accuse somebody of sexual harassment because she's a Nigerian. She has a right. She will, regardless of anybody's track record of this person, that person, just like this. Listen, somebody has made an allegation. It's important for the court to see how we can do it, just like you said, independently.
Amora, I think one thing is important, because we had the caller who said it. There's a difference between sexual harassment and asking someone out. Please, that someone is single does not mean that person should be harassed.
Sexually harassed.
I think that's all we can take on today's show. As we said earlier, we know that the senators story is pretty hot. Everybody wants to talk about it, but we can't because TVC Communications, we are law-abiding, and we have to understand that the case is up to this, and we cannot discuss it currently because it's in court. However, we're waiting for the judgment, and then afterwards, we can now tear it to pieces as we deem fit. Have a great day. See you tomorrow, and happy International Women's Month as we start. Bye-bye now.